Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic, and today we're going to talk about maintaining your kitchen knives. I know there's women out there hunting, guys out there hunting, that kind of stuff, and we know how to keep our hunting knives sharp, our broadhead sharps, but we neglect kitchen knives. My wife, one thing that she loves about me is there is never a dull knife in the kitchen, and never. And it doesn't take a lot to maintain your kitchen knives. It's a very sweet, easy process, but a lot of people struggle with it and don't sharpen them. They're just neglected all the time. Well, I'm going to show you a quick way to get them sharp and also to take care of them. We use Dexter Russel knives. We love them. These are the same knives I use for all my field dressing stuff, all that stuff. I have a whole nother kit of these that I keep in the garage. It's my knives that I use for all my animal processing. And the reason for that is because my wife has a tendency to put these in the dishwasher, which really pisses me off. These are high carbon knives, and not that the dishwasher bothers them, but then if you leave them sit in there and they get water spots on them, those water spots you'll get surface rust on them. So I don't let her touch my knives. Mine stay in the garage. They're always razor sharp. They're set. I bought our own set for us to use here in the house. And she does a lot of the cooking in the kitchen. I handle the fire pit stuff, but with her, like I said, a lot of them get water spots on them. There's an easy way to fix that. So if you get a knife here, ours aren't too bad, but I'll bring this in here where you can see it. But if you look at this, you can see on there those water spots that are on that knife. Maybe, I'm hoping you can, but there's some water spots right on there. You can see them. That's from leaving a knife putting a knife in a dishwasher and leaving it, not taking it out. If you got Dexter Russel or any high carbon knives, these are not expensive, but they're incredible quality. I'll put some links to these down below. I've also I showed the same similar type setups in my field, or my game processing knives one too, because like I said, I use the same setups. But with these knives, they're not expensive. I'll bet you're probably looking at about $120 for this whole set, and it'll last you the rest of your life. But they are very good, high quality. They are high carbon. They hold an edge very well. They cut very well. They sharpen very well. Everything. But like I said, water spots can be an issue. You get water spots on them. What I like to do is take that knife. I'm gonna kind of move one of these out of the way so I don't cut myself. But I'll lay it flat so that I can't hit that edge. I use 1,000 grit sandpaper. Okay, this is wet, dry 1,000 grit sandpaper. I'll put a link to it below. It's everywhere. It's dirt cheap. I probably bought this a couple years ago, but I paid $3 for like whatever, 5 sheets of this stuff. But I just take a little piece of that, lay that on something flat, and you can take those water spots, which I'll show you here, but very quickly, like that. Make sure you don't get that edge where you're going to hurt yourself on that edge. So we get that set here. And make sure I got them all off of there. I did. Like that. And you can take those water spots, and that little bit of rust will come, like I said, it'll come right off. So now what you end up with is a perfectly good finished blade where you don't have that issue. So that's a way to get rid of your water spots on there. Now when it comes to sharpening them, you can use anything you use for your regular your normal everyday hunting stuff to sharpen it, but I prefer to use it. I have a dedicated steel I keep in the kitchen, another Dexter Russel one, but any ceramic rod will work. Your blades on these are a lot longer than per se your blade on your average hunting knife is, and that kind of thing. So with these little bitty smaller rods you can use all day long, where on a bigger kitchen knife you're going to want a bigger rod so you can work it. But all you're doing with these is you take this knife like this, for example, here. Doesn't matter the shape of the blade because it's a single point ceramic rod. So it doesn't matter what shape your blade is. A rod works very, very well rather than being on a flat stone with like this one and trying to work that, or with weird angles on the actual knife. So I like a ceramic rod. Take that ceramic rod, you just work it back and forth like this. Now what's going to happen with it, especially with these kind of knives, these good carbon knives, you're going to pull and you're going to go, and pretty soon it's going to go from rough, it's going to feel like it drags. Okay, that's you moving metal. You're taking metal off. I can feel that I'm removing metal and I'm sharpening that. And then pretty soon it gets to a point where it just starts to smoothen out and it skates very nice and easy on there. What that's telling you is I've built a burr on the opposite side. So I was sharpening, what side was I? I was sharpening this side here. So that means that over here is where I was sharpening. There is a burr formed, a curl. That blade has curled like this to this way. So when I pull back on here, I can feel it. There's an edge really hard on that side. This side, not bad, but not so much. But really, you can really feel it. If you really do it, you'll actually be able to catch it. If you make a big enough burr, you'll feel it with your fingernail or when you drag your finger across. Once you have that burr formed on one side, now I want to switch to the other side, and I can feel it removing that burr. I can feel that metal coming off. I can actually feel it in my hand as I'm dragging across that steel. I can feel that on there. The key is to hold the same angle. Same angle on this side as I do when I'm on this side. Same angle, same angle, same angle. That's what you're looking for. I do not go like this, okay? They're just too hard to be consistent. So I sharpen one side, and you see a lot of chefs do that too. Well, they're doing that with a steel, okay? For example, a steel, I got one here. Yes, this is a steel, okay? This is just steel. There is no ceramic aspect to this. This is just a steel, and all a steel does is it reprofiles the edge, okay? Because when you use them and you're cutting on cutting boards and you're using them, that edge starts to go like this and waves out. A steel will straighten that edge out. All this does is realign that from going like that, makes it go straight line down. That's a steel. Steels are okay and they're quick and easy, and when you're using a steel, yes, it's okay to sharpen like this because you're just reprofiling that edge, nothing to it, sweet and easy. But when you're sharpening, sharpen one side, raise a burr, just like we do on our hunting knives, just like we do on our broadheads, just like we do on all that stuff. Build that burr, got it on this side, yep, there it is. Remove that burr and flip it so now that burr goes to the other direction. I'm going to work this for, you know, and usually only takes 10, 15, 20 strokes. It's not bad, especially on a ceramic rod. So now if I check that side, yep, burr there. Now I'm going to give it a quick backlash right on there like that. Check it, yep, maybe one more back this way. And that knife is now razor sharp. I mean, scary sharp, to the point where you don't want to just take this knife and throw it in a drawer. I built a block like this in my garage. I just took my saw and I made that just out of a piece of 1x1 or 1x2, and so these all stand in our drawer in a certain spot. But what happens is they all stand like this. If you can see that, here, let me move these. But so in the drawer, they stand like that, where they're always tipped down, you know, edge down, and I can stack all of these knives on there and set them in the garage or in the drawer, so that they're all lined up nice, tight, and safe, but they stay like that. So I just made that out of a piece of little piece of 1x2 block, and I cut how many notches I need, and I made it the right width for one of the little compartments of our drawer. So it fits in there perfect, nice and snug, stays up, and it holds all those knives. Something sweet, simple, and easy. But that's all there is to this knife sharpening stuff. It's very easy. Don't too many people overthink it. I don't need my kitchen knives to be super, super scary sharp. Now this is definitely sharp. I'll bet that would even probably take hair off. Yeah, look, shaves that hair right off my arm right there. That's shaving sharp on a kitchen knife, and you just saw me beat it and do that stuff real quick. Now I do have a little bit, again, her and them frickin' rust spots from running it in a dishwasher. If there's one thing that really pisses me off, it is definitely that lack of you know, doing that. When I do them, whenever I'm cooking or I'm doing anything, I always hand wash these. I do not put them in a dishwasher. My wife, on the other hand, she's, you know, well, I'll remember to take it out, and she sticks them in the dishwasher, and they get those spots on them. But that, you know, 1000 grit sandpaper takes that right out of there and brings it right back to nice, smooth, shiny steel. But very simple process. Don't overthink this, but you owe it to yourself to have good, sharp kitchen knives. This is how you do it. Something sweet, simple, and easy as that. Little bit of sandpaper like you're seeing right here. Knife-wise, like I said, we use, and I'll put links down below for the sandpaper here if you want to see what it is, 1000 grit sandpaper. I'll put a link down to the steel. I don't know if they still make this one anymore, but it's a ceramic rod. I mean, there's a million of them. Reason I got a carabiner on it is because it hangs over here. We have this hanging all the time. That way it's always right there handy, because I'm the one that sharpens the knives, and I sharpen them I keep them sharp all the time like that. But the knives that we use, as far as this right here, these are dirt cheap. You get the paring knives, you get like 3 of them for like $5 or something, but I love these. These are my apple knives. We use them for a lot of stuff, but I use them a lot because I eat a lot of apples. Sit down on the couch and I'm peeling apples and making apple stuff, but like I said, they're not a lot of money. I don't think there's a knife on here over $25. And if that would be one, it would probably be this one. Might have been like $27. But most of these are going to be like in the $15, $16 range, or Dexter Russel Sandy Safe series. Like I said, they're absolutely awesome. I use the same exact ones for all my game processing and stuff too. It's almost a duplicate kit if you watch that video. It's almost the same exact set. Those I just protect them. These are the ones we use in the kitchen. But Doesn't matter who makes your knives or what they are, it doesn't require a ton of work to keep sharp kitchen knives. And it's good to have them. Another nice advantage too is when you're cutting on a cutting board, for example, does she have down here, even if you want pretty, like my wife has somewhere, we got rid of it when we had the new countertops because now she has this, but a lot of people use ceramic tile for cutting boards. They use ceramic tile or glass. You see those at Walmart everywhere, those glass cutting boards. They're the worst thing in the world. They will dull your knives faster than anything you can think of. So they may be decorative and you can leave it out there, but I'll put a link to something like this too, but for like $3, you can get a cutting board like this. There's billions of sizes. We got tons of them down here. I think there's even this one here. Just a little cutting board that's sweet and easy, but what's nice about a cutting board is this does not dull your knife half as fast. Literally not half as fast as a glass or a ceramic. We got over there the pot holder, but a ceramic tile type cutting board. So go with the plastic type cutting boards like that. They will make your knives last a lot longer as far as how often you have to sharpen them. You can go a lot longer between sharpenings if you're using one of them cutting boards. Again, I'll throw some links down below for you, but you want a happy wife, make sure her kitchen knives are sharp. If they're sharp, she can do everything she wants to and make it really easy. And it's very simple to do, not hard to maintain these. I'm going to go through right now and resharpen all these. I just did that one already, so it's done, but I got to sharpen the rest of these. It's going to take me 6 minutes to sharpen to have this whole thing completely sharpened, done, put my block back in and have everything back in a drawer, and they're good for 2-3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks from now, when I notice they're starting to get dull, I'll take every one of them out of the drawer, run them on that steel, get them done. Problem solved. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Links will be down below for this stuff for you. Talk to you later. Bye.